What have I been to see? I've seen the main hall there about mass observation, and there's history online.
So I went for the walking tour that started at half one.
Okay.
And before that I went to a talk about propaganda.
I was just interested in some of the other talks to do with morale and the World War and Speaker's Corner.
We went to the UK Web Archives talk, which is all about how historians might archive the web to use it as a source for future projects.
Then I've done the tour as well, looking around the place, and I've just seen the one about essentially the Ministry of Propaganda, what they were doing during the war, and the wide range of material that was produced, printed material, in colour. It was like comics and posters and even small sort of almost like postage stamps of the war effort.
We've just been part of a debate in Crush Hall about the nature of propaganda in the 21st century and how the digital age might have changed that. And I also went to a talk earlier on about publishing and propaganda in World War II.
Because I'm studying law, so it's kind of connected to the humanities, and my friend wanted to come as well.
I just think it's really interesting to consider the effect that the digital age is having on us.
My partner is very, very interested in the World Wars. The First World War his grandfather was in, and he's got all the memorabilia. And then I'm also an English teacher, so it's interesting for me because I can add that to what I teach children.
He didn't need to refer to his notes.
Yeah,
very knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
He knew all the answers to all the questions that people asked. So yeah, he was a very good talker.
I enjoyed the tour of being in the building. I like the building. I like this 1930s architecture.
I think the collaborative aspect of the debate here was interesting.
It's quite rare to find anything near to where I live that's actually focused to do with psychology and issues like that.
Pretty well organised, and both people that were talking knew what they're talking about. They had many nice new informations to me, so I really like that.
So far we've only gone into the one talk in Bloomsbury, but it was very well thought out. It's got a lot of different disciplines in there to interest and engage a lot of different people. So it's got things about the time, it's got literature references, it's got media references, it's got political references. So it's a nice, wide and encompassing talk.
I will appreciate more how the internet can be used. Particularly, I did history for my degree, so I'm always interested to think about how we might look at new sources, and so I think I have more understanding now of how the web could be turned into a source for history.
It might show that many people can access that research. It's not only for the academic people that can look for that research. It's available to everyone, I think.
I didn't realise that there was so much going on in the Senate House. I'd never actually been inside before, so it was a real treat to be able to come inside and find out more about the history of the place.
The guy talked about his history stuff that he was doing there, and how they were sort of researching sort of modern history, the sort of history of websites from about the 1995 up till now, or something like that.
Never really thought about the fact that the Senate House was the Ministry of Information, which is in 1984. I've not read it all the way through, I'll be honest, but I have read bits and I've taught bits of it. And so I knew about the propaganda machine, and I watched the films because I watch a lot of science fiction and read a lot of science fiction, so I was aware. I hadn't actually connected the two, so it's really interesting. And I think the image that was the most effective for me was the billboards. It was 6 in a row, these massive things that are 3 times the height of me, just how much propaganda was out there continuously at me.
I think it's pretty important because you have many different events. There's an event about World War II, and then there's something about fashion, I know, and there's something in the Supreme Court.
Whereas the humanities, the sort of richness of our human experience, I think, seems to be slightly downgraded in the popular imagination. So these things like history, art, culture, I certainly think they need to be raised a little bit, because mechanisation has seemed to, like internet and everything, seems to have swept the board so much, whereas these things are still important.